We're cooking up all the items with fire.
Say, hey, something wrong, it's popping. I said, what? She said, yeah. I said, no. Oh, man. She said, oh, man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
What's up, guys? Snowcrash here, back on the Hermit Chunk Challenge. Thank you for joining me. And I've just noticed these guys, they look like they're not connected to the fence posts here with the leads, but they are, I think. Anyway, Minecraft. All right, thank you for joining me, as I just said. And we have got a few things to do today. We've got to fix a portal, move some items around, and also show you some ways of moving some items around. And also, I think we're going to get some help. But as I said, in the last episode, we cleaned this area up a little, got it looking a little bit more aesthetic, and I removed the portal. So I need to get a new portal up here straight away, or we can't get to the other chunk. That's going to be fairly straightforward. I've been looking around as to where might be the best place, and I think right here. Now to do that, I need some obsidian, and I'm running around here without a GUI. There we go. Oh, that diamond pick's not so good. How many? 169 things, breaking clicks I've got left on it. I think we're going to get a new pick. Do I need? No, I don't. Over here somewhere. Where did I just see it? There it is. We need those emeralds. All right, let's get the pick. We need the toolsmith. That's right, you. Yep, good. That trade's open. Oh, in you go. All right, that problem's solved. Okay, I just need my last 3 pieces of obsidian here. This has taken a bit longer than I thought. In and out of the Nether, in and out. The idea is that we just go like this, and that didn't work. Okay, that was a bit of a fail. Let's try that. All right. Okay, as you can see, what I was trying to do here was basically like put some obsidian behind this so it looked really good. And there's one more piece left there. We've got our portal up, and now it doesn't look completely horrible. Now on to our next item. Put the dirt back there. Let's go down to the iron farm, and I'll show you what I want to do today. Okay, so guys, as you know, in other episodes, I don't know, last few, we made the passive mob farm. That is just making tons of meat and wool, and it's cooked, and it goes up there because it comes... hello, Enderman. Why don't you get in the water? You'll love that. What I was thinking is that we could move all our iron. So this is our iron farm. There's one up there, one down there. The iron golems fall down into the fire, burn up, and give you all this good stuff, plus the poppies. That just made me think of something. We're going to have to filter this crap out. All right. Yeah, we're going to have to filter it out, but we're not going to do that now. What I was thinking is, could we drag out all the iron and bring it over to here? Because if we dropped all the iron, if we get down into the... So what I was thinking is the iron farm is just there, and if we could bring the items down and stick them into this hopper chain here, because this is where all the stuff goes. It's all automatic, spits it out into the water, and then it goes up. So if we could do that, that'd be pretty awesome, I reckon. So I think we've got enough room here. I think we can bring it down, but I don't want to use just a giant hopper chain. We've got plenty of iron, we could do it, but that's a bit boring, and I thought we'd do it a different way. So if you remember in the last episode, I think it was, I showed you this little thing that can move around people like that. It can also move items, but you have to make some modifications to it. Isn't it awesome? I could do that all day. Okay, and you're probably thinking, where the hell are we now? We're over at one of the Snowcrash testing worlds. So yeah, this is a creative testing world that I use to, check out ideas and do that sort of thing, because sometimes you need to do those things, don't you? So as I was just saying, that piston relocator thing, which you would have seen a few different YouTubers using it, it's really good, but it can also be used, if you get the timing right, it can be used to transport items. Now, what I've done here, it's exactly the same as what I showed you last week, except that it has an extra repeater in it. So it's just got 3 repeaters into the piston, another 3 repeaters, and they just sort of zigzag, snake their way down to fire all those pistons. I've also covered the sides, the top of the pistons. So the idea is that you can just like get some items, stick them in there, I don't know, chuck a couple of bits and pieces in like that, press the button, and they should all make it down. There they are. There's my repeaters and my redstone. So as you can see, that can work really well to transport items along rather than, rather than a hopper chain or something like that. So that works really well, but if you're really bored and you want some excitement, what you do is you come over to one of these things and you can stick a cow on it and watch this guy go all the way to the end, and that's a really fast way of moving mobs. And he ends up going in here, jumping out, dying, and giving you your cooked meat. I'll chuck a link on the screen and in the description for this thing. And we're not going to do it that way. We're going to do it a different way. And you can probably see from what I'm holding in my hands, you may have guessed it, we're going to use a minecart with chest. So the idea is that it'll load up here with the iron, come down here, and basically unload here. I've added 3 hoppers there, basically pointing into this existing string here, and all that's handled in another episode, how we do that. Send it up to the top. And that just leaves the question of whether I filter out just the iron. I don't really want the poppies. Whether I just filter out the iron over here. Well, we've done filters in other episodes, so I probably am not going to do that on camera. I would say it does make sense to maybe just get the iron out before it goes into here, but let's just get on with this job and get this thing working. The unloading station is actually quite easy to do. It's the loading side of it that's a little bit tricky, especially if there's more items waiting than can fit into the minecart with chest. So to explain it, the minecart comes back here, and if there's items waiting to be loaded into it, it stops. The items get loaded into it, and then the cart is released and travels down there. Now, as I said, the big problem is if there's too many items waiting here and the minecart with chest fills up, it'll just sit here, still trying to fill it. There's no real way of detecting whether the minecart is full. We're going to adapt a pretty normal loading system, especially given that I've got all these items waiting, which is way more than one minecart with chest can hold. So I'm going to adapt an existing system. I hope it's going to work. But right now, what I'm going to do is start getting down some of the rails, the redstone, come back and show you how it works. Okay, I've got the rails in, and basically what we've got here is just regular rails all the way down to there. I have powered rails, sort of interspersed here. They're important to make sure that the cart is able to be pushed up this incline here. And right at the end, you've got one powered rail there that we can activate or deactivate to stop or start the cart. What else do you need to know? Yeah, you don't want powered rails all the way across here. You do need a gap of some regular rails there. So the cart will just come down here and go to the end. I'm just going to get on with the loading section here, bring you back when I've got some redstone down. Okay, I think I've solved this loading station here. As I said, the unloading station's a lot easier. The loading station works like this. Pretty much all the items waiting are in there. As you can see, this is all backed up. If I go over here, you can see what I did. I removed the second chest there, just transferred the items manually back into there. So this chest here, it's got all the stuff in it. All right, so all the stuff's getting sucked out of there by that hopper, then that hopper, and it's all sitting here waiting in this hopper here, and all backlogged all the way back up to there. When this hopper has items in it, that is detected. If any items are in this hopper here, it's detected by this comparator. Now, if I come around here carefully, all right, so if there's anything in this hopper, this comparator has a signal. That signal's then inverted by this torch, and as you can see, this redstone line that goes into this block here, and that block there is used to turn on and off that rail is off, which means the cart's going to come along and stop. Okay, so in theory, that's all and good. So the cart comes along, this hopper empties and effectively turns the circuit back on, turns the rail on, and off goes the cart. Now the problem is, if this hopper never empties, the minecart with chest is just going to fill up. This will stay with some items in it and it'll never get sent down there. And that's the problem. If you've just got a few items coming through every now and then and getting collected, this will run forever and it won't be a problem. But if there's a lot of stuff, this will always have items in it. The minecart with chest will fill up and it'll just sit there. Okay, now I've finished the second part of the circuit. Now what this does is deal with when this is full. Now you can see I've just removed a couple of hoppers there just so I can get the testing done. When this thing is full, basically what happens is this side here pulses this just at regular intervals, like that. Now how it does it, it's pretty straightforward. We've once again got a comparator coming out. When this is full, it generates a signal of 15. And what we've got here is just a torch and some redstone. And as you know, for each block that redstone goes, it loses a signal of 1. So that's a signal of 15. 15 into there, and then 14 into this comparator. The comparator is on subtract mode. So what happens is, when this is full, this gets 15 minus 14, and therefore has a signal of 1. When this torch is off, this thing's pulsing. When this drops below full, so if I take a bunch out, this torch turns on and this thing will no longer pulse that, and the circuit will just work like an ordinary loader. So basically that's how it deals. Oh, and over here, guys, this is just the usual fading comparator clock, which I've shown you in previous episodes. It's actually got 10 comparators. They're all pointing into this block here. There's a torch there, and that's it. That's all the circuit is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bit of dust on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into that block. And it just fades down and generates a pulse every, I don't know, it looked like about 20 seconds. And that's it. So they're just two separate circuits. When there's only a few items, the cart comes in, stops, loads, and then gets released. If the hoppers are all full and there's tons and tons of stuff, then basically what happens is it'll just pulse every 20 seconds and just keep the system going and stop it from clogging up. So that's it in a nutshell. I won't go into too much more detail because it could get pretty boring pretty fast. I'm going to come over here, finish the unloading station, which is a lot easier. This one is even easier and it's very, very simple and it's pretty much foolproof. Basically what you do is you have a hopper at the end which collects the items, a couple of powered rails, 2 or 3 there, and this is how it works. The minecart with chest will roll down here, and as soon as it reaches this point here, the hopper will start sucking items out. Now as soon as this hopper has an item in it, it will light up this comparator, this torch will turn off and extinguish these 2 powered rails here because this block is no longer powered, and the cart will just sit there until it's completely unloaded. I can demonstrate that by opening this. Now, watch this torch and watch this redstone in the background while I put some items in. Let me grab just, say, 16 poppies. I'm going to put 16 poppies in here. Now, watch the dust here and here. Okay, see how it's gone off there and there? And once those 16 poppies get sent up there, now it comes back on. I'll do it one more time. Put it in there. You can see them unloading. The cart will just stay here, and as soon as it's unloaded, there it goes. It turns back on. The cart just goes back on its way. Okay, so I think this thing is just about done. I don't think there's anything more I can do here. What I'm going to do is I've got to go and craft up a minecart with chest, and I think just stick it on the rails and see. Oh, I've got to hook this up. All right, I'll go and do those things back in a sec. I've stuck that hopper back in there, so this is all filling up now. It should be all nice and full. This should be pulsing because it's full, which keeps it unclogged. I'm just seeing if it is. In a second, we should see that rail go on and off. Come on. Okay, I've just noticed a problem because this thing only puts out a signal of 15 when it's completely full. And as you can see, it's not completely full, and I'm guessing that there's no more poppies that can come through in the way that it's sucking them out. So we do have a problem. We don't want to really wait until it's completely full because there may be situations. All right, we're going to need to lengthen this a little just to reduce the amount of signal so that our unclogger is working when this is partially full. I think I've worked it out. I'm going to set this up so that when it has more than 2 slots used, that we start pulsing, and that's play it on the safe side. Now guys, with your F3 key, you can actually see how much power over on the right hand side there. You'll see on the far right it says power 12, 13, 14, 15. So that'll actually show you how much power your redstone. Now I need a power of 9 going into this thing, so I need to lengthen it by another 11, 10, 9, another 3. Okay, let's put the torch there, put some redstone there, and as this redstone goes along it loses power. If we bring up the F3 again, you can see here at 12, 11, 10, 9. Now, finally this thing should be working. If it's got any more than roughly 2 slots of stuff, it will start unclogging. And put that in there. Looking good. Let me get rid of some of the items I picked up when I broke it. And we should see in a moment, this should just sort of pulse it out of there. There it goes. All right, please stop at the end. Oh, sensational. Look at that. In theory, it's unloading. I hope. I can see it. Okay, hang on, I'll zoom in. See how it's going pulse, pulse, pulse? So it is dropping something off down there. This is pretty good. Back it comes. Yeah, this is it. It's happening. Okay, so the idea is that all this chest will empty out. It'll all get sent over to there, and then it'll get sent up. We're going to go upstairs in a moment. I'm just wondering if there's enough light down here. I don't want mobs spawning on any of this redstone. It's looking pretty good. Let's chuck another torch down. Okay, I'm going to head upstairs. This thing looks like it's done. And see if we got any iron and poppies. I'm hoping that it's going to get sent up in a moment. Let's have a look. Here it goes. There it goes. Up it goes. All right, and up we go. All right, we're up. Oh, now iron's coming in. There you go, guys. Look at that. Hang on. Oh, it is coming in. There you go. Okay. I was just being a bit quick, so it just took a little while to float up. Oh, sensational. All right, so we're going to have all our stuff coming up here. Now, probably I could do some filtering up here, maybe just behind these stairs, and have like a wall where I can like select all my stuff. Like I can have a chest for iron and a chest for meat, and yeah, we could do that. We've got to move all these guys yet. Okay, that's awesome. I'm going to keep an eye on that. There it goes. Look at that little guy. Oh, I'm pretty happy about it. All right, now we've got something fairly important to do. Oh, there's a chicken. I knew there was a chicken around here. Mobs have been spawning up here. Oh, now you made me break my friggin' grass. Now I've got to bone meal that, and I don't have any bones. Grab your egg. Before I was rudely interrupted, guys, what I was saying is I haven't had a lot of combat experience in this chunk. We've had a little bit, but not a lot of bow training either. So I'm thinking we might send out a message. Guys, I'm sorry. It's just Kevin doesn't want you here, okay? Yeah, sorry, but we can't have you here because you're taking away my mob cap. And you're probably like, yeah, give me your meats. All right, so I've got to get some materials, brew up something special because I've got to get a message to someone. On another one of these guys. Okay, well, we got to brew up something special, so let's get started. We're not going to need the gunpowder. Whoa, that was from a long time ago. That was from like episode 2 or something. Crazy. Haven't used it since. Actually, no, we're in 1.9, so I'm going to need some of this because you need to be able to power the brewing stand. So we'll throw that in there. That's powered up. Splash potion of swiftness, and I've been told that if I put a feather in that, we are going to get what we need. All right, here it comes. Oh, please work. Okay. Oh, sensational. Splash potion of transmission. That will help get our message out. Okay. Kind regards, Snowcrash. That should do it. And all right. Well, the idea is let's throw that down there. grab that guy. All right, this is it. Let's see if we can get this message on its way. Whoa, okay, that looked like it worked. Okay, well, that message is on its way. That help will be really, really invaluable. And it'll take about, a message in a bottle usually takes about 1 week to get there. Okay, guys, that's all I've got time for today. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you enjoyed the little item transport railway system. There he goes. Look at him shooting in and out, grabbing all the stuff. I'll be checking on that to make sure it all works and it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I'll see you in the next episode.